Hey everyone, JhN here, and today I'm just opening up about certain books that really helped me propel myself beyond wherever I was at spiritually, and I've read a tremendous amount of books. I have boxes and kind of show you guys here now, just everything there. Sorry, it's all shaky and everything, but all these books here and everything, but these are all spiritually based books that I've used over the years, and they all came to me at certain times in my life, and they've been a tremendous resource at some level with my meditations, my spiritual journey, the way I would reprogram my mind, my body, my emotions, just everything coming together. So I didn't want to take a tremendous amount of time, but I wanted to share some, I don't know, a dozen or two different ones, and if one of them kind of has some gravity for you, then awesome, because you're meant to experience that. I always say if a book comes up on your radar twice, you're meant to read it. You know, if you hear about it from a friend, or you're scanning on social media and perusing and it pops up, then that is your higher self, your entities, your angels, your guides trying to tell you that you're going to gain something from that book. So nice little tidbit that will help you out. But if you're new, please subscribe. I do this to try to help others, and I'm all over the place, but it's all about elevating our own spiritual journey, our awareness, our happiness, our positive thoughts, reprogramming our minds and our beings to attract and manifest a future of abundance, but to really just anchor in on what we have here and now. So just wanted to share a bunch of what helped me out. So again, thank you for subscribing, and if you have any questions, ask away in the comment section and give me that thumbs up if you think I deserve it. So let's get started here. This is one that I think I read first. This was my very first spiritual book. I was brought up in Catholic school and stuff, so of course the Bible, which I actually have here, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about. But this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, very profound, very beautiful book on how to reprogram your mind, how to understand your mind, that you are not your thinking thoughts. And if you're having a real hard time with negative, toxic thought streams and kind of falling down that rabbit hole, this will help reprogram you to understand that you can kind of ease that, turn down the volume of it, and to actually have positive thoughts and stuff. But this is a really good book. And there's another one that's here somewhere that I actually like for beginners. So if you're just entering this space, read this second. First, read The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. Is a tremendous force in helping people understand the power of their mind and what really all the thoughts and everything are. So another couple that are in that realm of mindfulness and understanding your mind. Mindfulness in Plain English. This is like a go-to for people trying to understand the power of mindfulness. And again, mindfulness is just going to bring you about like a lot of peace and understanding that you don't have to just dwell in that toxic space, and how to release those thoughts. Sam Harris, Waking Up. I don't absolutely love this book, but it's very, very helpful and beneficial for a ton of people out there. So definitely check that out. And then we get to the power of our mind, our thoughts, our spoken word, our feeling with manifestation. This was really big for me, discovering this, that I was very mindful, all these different Buddhist books that I have all over here that helped me kind of surrender to what was my journey, to my experience, and I really was at peace with that. But then I started realizing that I could actually think certain things and say certain things and envision certain things and feel the way about certain things that I would like to experience in the future while maintaining my peacefulness and mindfulness and gratitude and happiness. And those things would be manifested into my reality. So a few different ones, Thought Vibration, Law of Attraction. Another book I have somewhere here, I cannot find it, is The Law of Attraction by Jerry and Esther Hicks. That's the first one I read. Very powerful. If the beginning seems a little odd and kind of weird, you're like, oh, this is kind of weird, just go past it and get to the meat and potatoes of the lessons. And another one, Neville Goddard, is huge. The Law of Assumption, feeling as if your future reality is true. So very powerful there. Bob Proctor does a lot of good stuff on the law of attraction. And then I have it, actually I think it was an audiobook, so I don't have it here, but Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. is a really good one too for law of attraction. So there are just a couple mindfulness and law of attraction books to help you understand your mind and everything, the power of it. For more spiritually based books to to kind of grow and to awaken into your journey, this is Miraculous, if you will, A Course in Miracles. It's got a whole lesson guide too, so you could do that, but very, very profound book. People can just use this book for the rest of their life and experience an immense spiritual awakening and a really beautiful story. Something shorter, The Four Agreements here, if you want, you can read this in an hour. Very good book to just kind of boost your mood and help you realize what's important in life. Conversations with God. This is a really good one. There's 3 books, the other 2 are over there, but just book 1 is enough, about kind of what's going on in this realm and why we're here, and awakening up, and our power and our relationship with God, our source or being. Eckhart Tolle, another good one by Master Eckhart. This is really good, just about your time here, and a lot of different stuff drawing on definitely a lot more with the power of now too, but kind of evolution beyond that. And this one I love, The Seat of the Soul. This was a gift to me, and I thought it was very powerful. I recommend this to a lot of my students, about the overall spiritual journey and different aspects of your life, the different facets, relationships and self-growth and career and money and everything else, kind of all in one. And it has a lesson in there too. So really, really powerful there. And it's a good read too. So then I wanted to there was a couple of them that are just like really cool books that are spiritual based stories that are really, really good. Siddhartha, which is a really just good journey if you want to explore somebody else's spiritual journey. Really great book there. The Autobiography of a Yogi. This is like fascinating, true story and everything. So it really is very, very cool. And this opened up to a bunch of books by Paramahansa Yogananda that are very, very powerful. His gurus, Sri Yukteswar, and another one, Yoga of Jesus, but and then Lahiri Mahashai, his gurus, and Mahavatar Babaji. So that whole lineage you can get into and check out the Self-Realization Foundation, SRF, if you do like his books. There's another one I had around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but he wrote a really all-encompassing spiritual book as well that's very, very profound. I think it's way over there, but oh wait, no, it's right here. Nope, it is over there. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, here it is. Man's Eternal Quest. So really, really good one by Yogananda as well. Another good one is the Celestine Prophecy. I've got it again somewhere, and then this is the follow-up, the 10th Insight. Just a really cool, like when you're mixing a novel with a spiritual journey, really cool, fun read, both of these things, and you're definitely going to gain a bunch from them as well. The Bible, I know people are just like, meh, and the New Testament, if you just kind of look at like, I don't know, Christ's top 10 messages, very profound, and if you just implement them in your life, you will have a phenomenal life. It really is. So New Testament, a lot of the stuff, if you just break it down to mindfulness and the spiritual journey, not judging yourself or others, and experiencing life at that place, finding self-love, very, very epic. For Buddhism, more on that. Buddhism, plain and simple. I've got 15 Buddhism books here. I'm drawn to that. But this one is great. It's not too overwhelming, a little bit more concise, shorter. Taoism is also, I have a copy of the Tao Te Ching all over my life. I've got one on the back of my motorcycle. Like, it's just such a good book. And I bring it with me and just read and take away from that really pleasant experience. So that is good. But if you need a little help, the Tao of Pooh, this is a really good little analogy book, metaphor book with Winnie the Pooh and Taoism. So it's just fun to read, and it will help a lot. Just kind of fun ones I'm throwing in there. the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is like one of the first stories, kind of like Noah and the man's spiritual journey. So really powerful one here, and just kind of fun, and to see, storytelling. Simulations. This isn't that great of a book, but because of it's just a little bit, I don't know, too mundane, too kind of just boring and everything, the way it was written for me personally. But the thing is that this is kind of what the Matrix was based on, and now people are realizing that we are in this Matrix, this spiritual Matrix, if you will, and that we come here and we choose our avatars and stuff. So some people are under that perception, but that was based on that. And this is actually the book that Neo opens up, where he stores the cash in the first episode. So it's based on that. So just kind of cool to have that source there. We always think of spiritual books as like advice and guidance, and here's what to do and here's what not to do and here's how to meditate and yada yada. But I think it's really nice to escape all that and just hear and read somebody's heart once in a while and feel their love. And so there's poetry, mainly it's Sufi poetry here, but it's really profound about love and God and everything. Rumi, there's a ton of different ones, but the Essentials is probably the most infamous one there. It has so many great things. You can see all the dog earmarks here. And then the second one I like is Hafiz or Hafiz. This is great. I've got the one called The Gift, which is in my car right now. Really beautiful. You just sit on the beach or in a park and read that, and you it just stirs some deep emotion within yourself. Really powerful. And a couple other ones, Milarepa, there's a few different ones there, and then Songs of Kabir. Very, very powerful, stirring poetry. And then Khalil Gibran, the Prophet, really beautiful story, and he does a lot of different stuff, and just really an enjoyment of your time, and it's spiritually minded. So check out those ones. And then if we want a little bit more esoteric stuff here, Zoroastrianism. So Zoroaster is just kind of good to know about. This is the beginnings of there being one God, one source. A lot of, in antiquity, it was multiple gods and many of them. So this is the first person preaching one God. There's just one consciousness and everything. So Zoroaster. This is kind of fun. Again, esoteric stuff, the secret teachings of all ages. You will take a little bit of time to get through this one. I have not. I've read a decent amount of it, but it's kind of more educational and kind of fascinating. For some of those want real esoteric, the Emerald Tablets and the secret teachings of all ages, the Emerald Tablets, and then the what is it called? Yeah, the Flower of Life. There's two different books there, real powerful. I'm gonna grab that one here. Really cool. Again, esoteric stuff. I don't love every aspect of this book, but it really helped me awaken different meditations, the Merkaba meditation and everything. So there's volume 1 and volume 2, very powerful, profound book, and you'll learn a lot about, again, very, very small niche aspect of spirituality. Speaking of that, Robert Monroe, astral projection, lucid dreaming, anything by him. I think he's like the king of that kind of stuff, and very profound, and helping you to, a lot of people will use their sleep state or astral projection to further their spiritual progress, where you're going to the astral plane and you're learning stuff. You're able to do a lot of stuff there. I'll let you kind of discover, because if that's for you, then you're going to be fascinated by that, and you can train yourself to have those experiences. Living the Heart, this is a good meditation, learning how to move your consciousness while you're meditating. He also wrote the Flower of Life books, volume 1 and volume 2. I thought this was like really phenomenal, because I learned so much so how to move my consciousness throughout my body when I was meditating, and it's a very excellent tool for a ton of reasons, to really deepen your meditations, but also just to expand your spiritual awakening. And you can start doing Kundalini, Kriya Yoga, Vipassana, which is body scans. So different stuff that you're going to be pulling into that. But that one was really cool. And you enter this sacred place of the heart. The heaven, the kingdom of heaven is within type kind of thing, where you actually go enter this space within your heart. Very profound experience for me there. Many Lives, Many Masters, about reincarnation. So this book, awesome. The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, awesome. And Journey of Souls, awesome. All three about reincarnation and our journey here on Earth and what it's all about. So very eye-opening for me. It really helped elevate myself and my spiritual journey. So any one of those, again, Journey of Souls, big one. Many Lives, Many Masters, and The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. Really good. Ram Dass, Be Here Now. This is a fun book too in the beginning. You're just kind of almost like a children's book, but really cool. I had this in my toilet room for a while and would just kind of sift through it and read it. And then it actually gets to his story and a lot more stuff. So a Harvard professor, moved to India, huge in psychedelics in the 60s and everything, and just met his guru out in India, and then really helped ascend his spirit. And then he started practicing and teaching everybody in the 60s and 70s and throughout the rest of his life. Again, more esoteric stuff. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. This is very advanced. I tried reading this and I had to put it down because I was like, I'm not there yet. And it's on my shelf now because I'm going to pick it up and continue, probably start over actually. And there's another one, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. It's more of a resource for this book, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, so you can check that out too. And the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, very profound. I've got that somewhere here. I got a few versions of that. Yes. So the Bhagavad Gita, awesome, beautiful story, and it really ties in with everything about mindfulness, law of attraction, and the one source of beingness, and that we are all derivative of source, and we will return to that. But very epic book here, and just fun to read. And the Bhagavad Gita is out of the really big book, the Mahabharata. And so that is, I think, like 4 times the size of the Bible. Very big, but also the Ramayana. It's the story there, which is a very beautiful love story. So I encourage you to check it out if you want like that spiritual love story. And then if we want, this is the Ramayana here. And you want a deeper meditation book beyond the other one where it teaches you to move your consciousness, living in the heart. But this was like super profound for me. Be As You Are. The teachings of Sri Ramana Maharshi. It really did help transcend, because eventually what we're trying to do is separate ego and self. And we're trying to understand that we are not our thoughts, we are not our ego, and we're creating a little space between there where we can live and breathe and acquaint ourselves with what self is, the entity behind the thought and everything. But eventually, you're going to get to a place through your spiritual journey where you're not causing separation, but you're causing unification, where the ego is being absorbed into the self, and you're questioning, who am I? And so it's a really profound meditation and consideration for your spiritual journey, especially within meditation. But walking meditations, he's telling you to say that, ask that question 100,000 times a day if you have to, and just really reside within it. And Paramahansa Yogananda with SRF, their big thing was Hong Sau. So HONGSAU, that means I am him. I am God. Christ saying the Father and I are one. And that's something to really, really meditate on. So the SRF stuff is great, but this is a really good meditation book. And then I'll end with this. I could be here for like 3 hours going over everything, but I thought these were really profound for me. And so the Tao, again, I mentioned this already, having a copy of this. I feel like if I had to have one book for the rest of my life and to read over and over again, it would probably be this one. It's short. It's not like instructional in a sense, but it is the very deeply spiritual, poetic writings, and very, very just changing your perspective and everything on life. Very profound. You see, I'm actually like at a loss for words, which is definitely rare for me, but I highly recommend that. And I think the ultimate best book that you will ever have for your spiritual journey is your journal. Mine is over there. I've probably got 12 of them, but you're going to discover stuff while journaling and pouring your heart out, your emotions, your spirit into those pages that you cannot find in any of these books. So if you're not doing it now, I highly recommend you start a journal. And if there's something that's particularly troublesome or bothersome, go write about it. You're going to discover a lot of stuff. You're going to pour stuff out. You're going to feel better, stand taller, feel cleaned and energized. And it's a really profound experience. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit. I hope one of these books has come across your radar for the second time now during this video so that you know you're meant to read it. And again, let me know what you've read. I'm curious to know what I should be looking, because if it comes across my little window of perception here 2 times, then I know I'm meant to read it. So I'm really open to hearing what your recommendations are, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for subscribing, and we will see you guys next time. Be well, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye-bye.